Hi guys, you're welcome to this channel. My name is Stanley, and this channel is where I share useful tips as regarding scholarships, travel abroad, migration, and all of that stuff. So this is your one-stop channel. If you want to travel abroad or you want to move abroad and you don't have the funds and you can, you can actually apply for scholarships if you see some, this is the right channel for you. Yeah, so before we get started, please like this video and also subscribe because I'm going to be sharing more scholarships as they come my way. I have a lot of videos on scholarships I'm going to share, so this is just one of many. Thank you so much as we get started. So this here on the screen, you can see it's NDDC scholarship. The NDDC scholarship halted the scholarship program at some point, so they started back again 2 years ago and sent some of the beneficiaries to the UK. I think that batch they must have graduated now, and also last year they did another one, and the beneficiaries moved in January, which are currently studying in the UK. And now we have another one which is valid for 2024/2025 session. And trust me, you don't want to miss on the scholarship because it is fully funded. So before we get started, let me tell you a bit about NDDC scholarship. NDDC scholarship is we have two selection process, right? The first one is you're going to write an exam at River State University ICT Center. That's the first one. So those that qualified for the first exam will now come for an interview. They'll drop a location to the obviously those that passed the first one and maybe one of the venues in Port Harcourt. So I want you to know that this scholarship is not something you write virtual. No, you have to be present in Port Harcourt, River State. So before you apply, start preparing your mind that when after the application, when the deadline elapses, you're going to find yourself in Port Harcourt. Obviously, they're going to send you an invitation. So I want you to bear that in mind. It's not something that you write virtually or something that you're going to be interviewed virtually. I don't know if they started this process in this new one, but in the past couple of years, you're going to come physically at the River State University and they write the exam. They come also physically for the interview before they give you your award letter. That's if you qualify. So that's it about NDDC. So the scholarship is a fully funded scholarship to the UK, and this is actually the page. So let's go through it together. NDDC Niger Delta Development Commission Postgraduate Masters Scholarships 2024/2025. Now accepting applications. So these what's it called? These disciplines right here are the ones that are qualified for the scholarship, which are one, agricultural science, engineering, environmental science, geosciences, information technology, medical sciences, law. And the deadline for the submission is May 13, 2024. So it's about 3 weeks from now, which gives you ample time for you to send your application and start getting prepared. The mode of application is going to submit a recent passport photograph, local government identification letter, postgraduate letter from a recognized overseas university, which means the moment you watch this video, make sure that you apply for admission in one of the universities in the UK in one of these disciplines, either agricultural science, engineering, and all of that stuff. Make sure you do it immediately. You watch this video. So while you're waiting for the admission, you can start putting every other documentation together. But I know that now getting an admission in the UK doesn't take it doesn't take that long as it used to, because obviously the rush for UK has drastically reduced because they stopped the post the student dependent visa. So a lot of applicants are now moving to other countries like Europe, Canada, Australia, and the US. But yeah, since this is a fully funded scholarship, you're not losing anything. Even though you're married or you have a dependent you want to take to the UK, and you're looking at this scholarship. Oh, I'm going to the UK. I can't even bring my spouse. I can't even bring and all of that. I can't even bring my kids. No, there are lots of ways to navigate. I'm going to do a separate video to explain extensively so that you understand that there are ways around it. One of the ways is if you get to the UK and finish your master's, let me say you're able to save up some money or maybe secure a PhD scholarship. There are PhD scholarships in the UK, loads of them, or maybe save up some money with the money, save up some money from the scholarship and the money you've saved up in the past. You can start a PhD program and bring in your dependents. PhD applicants can bring in their dependents. There are also different routes. If you apply for the technician, I think um, there's a visa they call it technician visa, which you know which allows you to bring your dependent to the UK and also skill of visa and all of that stuff. Also, after your master's program, if you have dependents, you can decide to move to another country that has an easy or a favorable immigration process for you and your family, like Canada, Australia, US, and all of that. But in the UK, you can still make it work. There are loads of ways to make it work because one, the UK is a good country to raise your family, and also the proximity to Nigeria. I think it's about 3 and 6 hours. Yeah. So that means you can leave the UK at night and be in Nigeria in the morning. So if you have a wedding to attend or you have a business here in Nigeria or whatsoever, the proximity makes a lot of sense. Like it's very close to home. Secondly, the time zone is literally almost the same, apart from when they get into I think it's during winter when they when they get 1 hour behind. I think 1 hour behind. Yeah, but apart from that, we're experiencing the same time zone as the UK. So there's a lot of benefit. Also, the ILR that used to take 5 years, the ILR, which is the indefinite leave to remain, which means you have to stay 5 years working before you're eligible to apply for ILR. So once you get the ILR, then you cannot get a permanent residency. But now it's been reduced from 5 years to 3 years, which makes a lot of sense. Like I said, the UK is perfect for raising a family. And also, the UK currency is actually stronger than the US dollar and Canadian dollar, as well as some other European currencies as well. Also, there's affordable or free healthcare in the UK, unlike the America where you have to pay some exorbitant amount of money if your wife is giving birth, or maybe you need medical attention and all of that. While in Canada, the wait to see a doctor is very long. Sometimes it takes about 48 hours, and all of that. Sometimes it takes longer. I'm not saying this is applicable all the time, but I am saying the waiting time in Canada compared to the UK, you can't compare. The UK is better, it's easier and faster. And also in the UK, you can set up a business easily compared to the US and Canada. Also, the UK is a safe place. There's no gun violence, just like the US. Canada is gradually becoming a gun violence country. I'm not saying it hasn't started yet, but I remember 2 years ago, two Nigerians were shot dead at their place of work. And recently, we've been hearing news about car theft in Canada, especially in the Ontario region and in the Ontario province, anyways. So I don't know if this is going to spread. At some point, the police had to ask residents to start leaving their car keys at the doorpost to avoid them being robbed, because obviously they're robbing cars and all of that. Can you imagine? That's how bad it has gotten. But it's mainly in Ontario for now. I've not heard about any other provinces experiencing same. This is telling you that the more people rush, or the more people migrate to Canada, the worse it becomes. I'm not saying that should always be the case, but that's just for you to take note of. So that's just it for now. And let's continue with the application process. So upon successful completion of the application form, a registration number will be automatically assigned. Applicants are advised to print a hard copy of the online generated acknowledgement for future reference. All shortlisted applicants will be announced and posted on the NDDC website and all of that stuff. Note that the Commission will not enter into a form of communication with candidates who are not shortlisted. That means that if you're not shortlisted for the CBT, that's a computer-based test, you will not be communicated. So only those that are shortlisted will be reached out to, maybe via text and email or calls and all of that stuff, right? And this scholarship is for Nigerians only. So for those that are saying that the country has nothing to offer, I'm going to tell you a lie. A lot of people have benefited from NDDC scholarships, and they actually, have achieved and are doing very well for themselves. So the thing is, you as a citizen of Nigeria have to leverage every opportunity that comes your way instead of speaking bad about your country. So yes, this scholarship has been going on for years, just like I said. And there are other bodies that also doing scholarship. We have the PTDF scholarship, which we're expecting their announcement to come up later in the year. They did the one last year, and think the beneficiaries must have left, and also LNG as well. So this is about the NDDC scholarship. No, let's talk about the selection process. Initial application. You submit an online application via the commission's website, and you need to have the following before you're shortlisted: your WAEC or your NECO results, your undergraduate degree, either first class, second class, upper or lower. So this is actually, very good for those that have two. They're able to apply. And also you're going to have your local government identification. Then you're going to be shortlisted for the computer-based test. Those that pass the test will now be called for an interview. So the minimum test score is 70%. You have to score not less than 70% for you to progress or to proceed to the next stage, which is the interview stage. Then when you successfully pass the interview stage, they will now do final verification of your documents, which includes the LG and all of that stuff. Then you'll be on your way to the UK. So this scholarship is real, and I know a couple of people that have leveraged this opportunity, and they're in the UK now. So I want to advise you to leverage this opportunity if you meet the eligibility criteria. One other good thing is it has no age limit or restriction. So any age limits or any age limit can apply as long as you have the relevant, qualifications and everything they're asking for. So I would say this is the end of um, the NDDC scholarship proceedings. So if you have the documents or qualification, I will advise you to apply. And I wish you the best of luck. Please share this video to your friends and family. Even if you don't want to apply, you can share it to those that are eligible to apply: your nieces, your nephew, your friends, your family, cousins, and all of that stuff. And make sure you subscribe and like this video, and drop your comment if you have any question you want to ask about either the scholarship or about the application process or whatever. Feel free to reach out via the comment section. And thank you very much. Do have a great day, and wish you all the best. Bye.